body, mind, intellect together. Most of the time it is operating in different spheres. Body is here, mind is somewhere else, thinking is going in some other direction, eyes are on WhatsApp, mobile phone, hands are doing something else. So let us keep our body still, ensuring that I am completely aware of the body, the breath, and also the thoughts. This is called as mindful living in Zen philosophy. So no body movement, breath, or thought happens by default, but it happens by design. I'm aware of this. So cheerful mind, a still body, healthy body, a clear intellect is our sadhana to do in our day-to-day family, job, business, life. The outcome must be this. Let us invoke God's grace, Guru Parampara's blessings, as everything what we get depends upon two things: self-effort and grace. Recently, I was discussing with someone, what is God? I told God is self-effort. Yatnya to devachi janava. That's all. Let us chant loudly together so that our lingering thoughts in the background also disappear and we are available for this knowledge. Om. 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 Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvisha vahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बू फलसारभक्षितम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारणं नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजं सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः सावरं जङ्गमं व्याप्तं यत्किञ्चित् सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः चिन्मयं व्यापि यत् सर्वं त्रैलोक्यं सचराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्।
Hari Om to all. Thank you, Manisha. So we are doing the 9 no's and the 9 yes from the Bhagavad Gita. And we started with the first no, that is asanga shastrena drudena chitva. First no is no attachment. Why it is taken first? Because this is the subtlest. And most of us think that no, I am not having any attachment. Even the next one, what we are going to see, it is also most people denied, but we have it. So last time we saw following points of attachment. Number 1, that what is the definition? What is attachment? Attachment is a formula called as I. There has to be I. Then there is I want something. That is also okay. I want food, I want sleep. That is natural. But the third thing which gets added is psychological dependence, not transactional dependence. Very important. So this is a formula for attachment. I plus I want plus psychological dependence means I get a kind of feeling, a sense that without this person, without this object, without this situation, I am unhappy. That is a definition. Second, we saw there are 3 types of attachment. Very, very important to note, because today we are going to see how to overcome these 3 and what is the technique. First one is mine, which is outside me. This is my person, this is my house, this is my phone. So transactionally it is right. We must have that mindness, but dependency is a challenge, because God says everything is mine, nothing is yours on this planet. You are only coming as a guest on this planet for few years. Everything belongs to me, because whatever you are using right now, it was somebody else's. After some years, it will be somebody else's. As Guruji gives us one example, that the railway seat, what you use, or aeroplane seat, that was somebody else's some hours back. Then it is only mine for some time, 2 hours, 10 hours, then it will become somebody else's. Nothing is. Second is my. This is more deeper, this is where all the problem happens. My opinion, my knowledge, my view, my feeling, and then somebody obstructs it, then there is a problem. But it is also a problem, because my opinion is what taken from outside, nothing is mine. Third is the most deepest one, I-ness. So mineness, myness, my, and I-ness. These are the 3 types of attachments. Very, very important to note. And as this is an experiential session, I must keep noting where is my attachment in these 3. I-ness will be there. That will go with Jnana Yoga last. That is a liberation, moksha. When I notion goes, ahaminashabha, jayamaham taya Ramana Maharshi says, that is the last one. Then what is the cause of this? Definitely the root cause is ignorance about one's own self. Who am I? I do not know. It is like that person who was given peanuts and diamonds. The person selects peanuts over diamond because doesn't know the value of diamonds. So I also do not know that the entire happiness is located in me only. So I am searching outside. And because of that, I superimpose three things on the world. That is Satya, Shobhana, and Sukha. That this world is real and this world is so beautiful and this world is capable of giving me happiness. These are the three superimpositions what we do. Superimposition is something we should take another topic separately for 1 hour entirely. Whole life goes into superimposition. What is the effect of this? Okay, so this world, that means we should not enjoy the world and should not get happiness from the world. Definitely we can get it. But suppose I get it, then what is the problem is that there will be a happiness memory, pleasure memory. And then I want that only, my filter coffee, my pillow, my cup, my way. And if it doesn't happen that way, then there is a frustration, anger. And suppose I don't get it, then there is sadness. Suppose there is delay, there is frustration. And suppose there is obstruction by somebody in whatever I'm getting from the world, then there is anger. So everywhere it is going to give us trouble. But why this attachment we are saying that it is very subtle, because attachment starts with love. And that's the reason we actually completed the last session with a topic which has remained incomplete. That is, the attachment comes in the garb of love. And that's the reason we are unable to notice and we justify it. No, no, I'm worried about my son, worried about my daughter, worried about my parents. But that worry and concern is basically attachment, not love, maybe. Under the garb of worry, anxiety, actually, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do in that situation. So, after last session also, there was a question and we had a couple of 10-minute discussion on love, attachment, devotion. So today we'll complete that topic because this is a very important topic of love and attachment. And we saw two parameters scientifically, that freedom and concern, in which these two are differentiated. Attachment says, I'm concerned about myself and I will not give you any freedom to be yourself. Attachment says that I need you, so I love you. Attachment says, I love you because I am getting happiness from you. Very, very important. And the moment that happiness stops from the other person, situation, object, I hate that person and there is a problem. But love says, I love you, but I don't need you. And I am happy, so I love you. It's a celebration of happiness. So very, very important. Today we'll see more discrimination because after last session, there were a couple of questions on this to elaborate slightly more, because this love only becomes attachment, this love only becomes devotion. So we have to listen carefully and we have to catch when that love becomes attachment, when that love becomes devotion. So we'll start with one of the famous videos of Gurudev in his own humorous style on the difference between love and devotion. This was a question last time and very important distinction, that the same love becomes the devotion and the same love becomes attachment.
Devotion means love. Devotion means love. Love means a kind of devotion. What is devotion? A kind of love. If both are the same, prema, love, bhakti, devotion. Why two words for the same thing? That is absurd. In no language you got two names of the meaning the same. There is some difference. What is the difference between love and devotion? Think. You all know what is love, isn't it? I love my dog. I love my chapel. I love my wife. You say these all the three in one sentence. There will be a great commotion in the family for the next 1 week. Isn't it? But the idea is right. I love my dog. You are right. Do you love the chapel? I go, I love the chapel. And wife? Yes, I love. Don't you think it's insulting? See? Nobody says that I am devoted to my dog. Except a few. No decent husband would say. No decent husband would say that I am devoted to my wife. I love my wife, right. But not devoted. But you are devoted to your parents. Devoted to your teacher. Devoted to art. Devoted to my profession. Right? Devoted to my country. Devoted to that philosophy, political or philosophical. Devoted to the ideal, right. But I love my dog, I love my horse, I love my motorcycle, I love it. You don't say that I am devoted to my motorcycle. Think of the difference. What is the difference? The emotion remaining the same. Love and devotion. The emotion remaining the same. When that emotion of love is towards something lower, I call it love. And the same emotion, when it is towards something higher, we call it. Think. Don't accept, I told you. I think you are sitting down and accepting. Don't accept. When the emotion of devotion or love is for the lower, it is called L-O-V-E. I love this, I love that, I love chocolate also, I love blue color, I love blue color. Everything blah 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 blah. But devotion is only when the same emotion is lifted to an altar higher. Now, in all languages of the world, all of you when you are teenagers, you must have gone through one or two experiences of what you generally call all over the world, I fell in love. Anybody who has never fallen in love? Miserable man. You have missed something. At least now go and fall one. I fell in love. Is there a definition in every language? What do you mean by fall in love? Swamiji, till yesterday I was a carefree, happy, jolly good man. And yesterday evening in the temple I saw her. Then what happened? Well, is it not? Hell means what? You're not slip and fall. I have fallen in my poise, balance, inner happiness. I seem to have gone into confusion. I don't know now whether I will be able to marry her, whether my parents will allow me. Now how will I marry? But if I marry, now I'll have to look after her. And how will I look after her? Where is the money for it? And I have no job at all. I am unemployed and unemployable. All follows come to your mind, then you say, I have fallen in love. Falling in love is called love, but rising in love is called devotion. When you become devoted to some ideal, you start developing your personality. Your little stature grows. To rise in love is called devotion. So when I have got a goal, a symbol there to symbolize my beloved Lord, and when I tune up my mind to Him in devotion, I cultivate or develop my faculties more and more if I am sincere.
So we saw that we actually rise in the love and then fall in attachment as we're talking about this topic of attachment. So now we'll spend a little more time on this particular aspect and distinguish between love and attachment clearly. Love gives freedom, attachment controls situation, object, people. Love wants growth. As Gurudev was talking, wherever there is love, there will be growth of personality. And wherever there is attachment, there is more of possession, possessiveness, doesn't want to let go. Wherever there is love, there is giving and sacrifice. As Gurudev gives one more definition, that there is no love without a sacrifice. If I have not done any sacrifice for other person, where is the love? It might be attachment. And attachment always focuses on what I am taking and what I am receiving. Where there is love, there is trust. Where there is attachment, there is fear of leaving or something happening. Where there is love, there is acceptance of the person, or the person, how the person is and the person is not. The second sentence is important. And where there is attachment, there is expectations. Expectation, one more no is going to come. No expectation. That is one more no. So we will take another session on no expectations. Wherever there is love, there is response. Because wherever there is oneness, the response is always right towards the other person because there is no other. And wherever there is attachment, it is called as a reaction because there is duality there. In love, there is concern for other person because there is no other, because there is oneness. And attachment, there is only concern for me. What will happen to me if you leave me? What will happen? What is happening to my feelings if you're doing this? Wherever there is love, there is selflessness, and wherever there is attachment, there is self-centricness. And love is liberating. The person grows, as Gurudev mentions. The person feels freedom of expression, and attachment binds. From everywhere I feel bound by that particular love, then it is not love, it is attachment. And suppose you want to check, love creates peace, attachment creates anxiety. So this is very important when we are taking sessions for youth. We must distinguish between this and for us, that whether I am moving towards that, because the same love becomes attachment and the same love becomes devotion. So this is a distinction between love and attachment. So we can do one exercise here. You can take different examples, but then you have to write down and check for yourself, and it's a practice. Only when we practice, we will understand the difference and we can implement. Otherwise, this will remain into theory. And I will say, no, mine is love, but yours is attachment. So what would love and attachment say in these scenarios? That is the exercise. So I have to know both. What would attachment say and what would love say in this particular scenario? These are different scenarios in day-to-day life. I have taken only 5, 6, but you can write more and then see what would both say. Your child wants to become a musician instead of joining family business. Or if I am doctor or chartered accountant, my son or daughter should become chartered accountant, doctor. What would attachment say? What would love say? Your daughter chooses a life partner whom you didn't expect. Because today also I am counseling many people where the youth, when somebody else has told them that their marriage is been forced on them, and then parents are forcing that you have to marry this kind of person. So whether it is love or attachment, no, no, it is my daughter. How can I think bad about her or him? And then I have spent so much of money on education. How can I think, about her bad future? These all may be there, but whether it is love or attachment, we have to check between the parameter of concern and freedom and the distinction. Your close friend forgets your birthday or spouse or somebody else. What would love say? What would attachment say? A team member makes a costly mistake that affects the entire project. I am mixed up between corporate and family and social. Someone publicly criticizes your presentation during the meeting, or somebody criticizes us publicly. What would love say? What would attachment say towards that person? An elderly parent becomes completely dependent on us. What would love say, or what would attachment say in this situation? A loved one decides to move permanently to another city or country for promotion or for something. No, no, without you, I cannot live. I will miss you. And there is a whole problem there. Lakshman's wife never said to him that I will miss you when you will go to, Vanvas with Raman after coming back. Love was there. There is peace. There is no fear or anxiety. Your spouse disagrees with you on an important family decision. Your teenage childs want more privacy and independence. This is one challenge with senior citizens, parents, grandparents, that in my time and now your time, all the time we are discriminating and dividing. Your time is this, my time we were doing like that, we were listening to our parents, you're not listening to us. Family member refuses your advice and chooses a different path. So what would love say and what would attachment say? This is a homework, and this videos is there on the YouTube. Those who want, they can go only in that portion and then write down, or write down your own situations and say what both say. Only when we practice we'll come to know where I'm shifting towards. Because as we mentioned, this is not only a theoretical session, it is to be practiced. So now why drop attachment? Is attachment bad? Attachment is not bad, but it will have its own consequences. In our Vedanta philosophy, we never say good or bad. We will say whatever you do, karma, there will be consequence. And be ready for that consequence. Nothing is good or bad. That if you do this, you will go to hell. If you do this, you will go to heaven. That is also there. But action and consequence is very important. Attachment blinds us to reality, like Dhritarashtra. Examples are taken from Mahabharata, but I should see where I am fitting into these characters. Attachment distracts us from our duty, Arjun. Many of us actually do not know what is my duty only. As a wife, as a husband, as grandfather, grandmother. And who will decide the duty? I will only decide. How can I decide? Shastra should decide. Attachment to a vow can make us compromise on dharma. Till Mahabharata is discussed, one question will be discussed ever eternally, that when Draupadi Vastraharan was happening, why did Bhishma kept quiet? Because of his vow. That is one question Bhishma will be asked. Attachment ultimately harms the very person we seek to protect. Karna wants to protect Duryodhan, and Duryodhan is getting harmed internally and externally also. This also is one of the challenge with attachment, that more protection, more concern, more worry. There are some people who are worried and concerned about other person only. And that person doesn't grow because that person is an independent entity. Attachment breeds insecurity, inferiority, and arrogance, like Duryodhan. Examples are taken. Attachments makes us weak and dependent, like Gandhari. Gandhari was very strong, very clear, but then she chose to put that, and then she said, what can I do? I could have altered the war, but then I'm too weak. I couldn't influence my husband and my son. Attachment gives rise to fear and anger. Bhagavad Gita in the second chapter it says, Sangat sanjayate kama, kama krodho bhi jayate. That we are going to see when that anger topic is going to come, because another no is no anger. And what is Lord Krishna's, this word I like, this combination of word is my favorite word. Lord Krishna's role is detached involvement in the entire war leads to success and happiness. Either we are detached or we are involved. There is a combination of both is more powerful for success and happiness. Detached involvement. No, no, I will not participate only now. I will not go anywhere outside. I will not be part of any project. No, no, I can do, but I don't want to get committed. That is, and no, no, I am detached. That is not detachment. Or if I'm involved, I get upset. I cannot work in a team if they contradict my opinion. So involvement gives up trouble, and that detachment is a false detachment. So, like Lord Krishna, detached involvement is the key for success and happiness and peace within. But how to detach? That is the next topic. How to cut this attachment? Asanga shastrena drudena chitva. That is a verse what we have taken. So that attachment has to be cut with detachment. लोहा लोहे को काटता है. So attachment has to be cut with detachment. So I have to detach from it and attach somewhere. But one of the best definition of detachment is this. What is detachment? We have seen definition of attachment. Now what is the definition of detachment? Detachment is not giving up things, people and objects. No, I will not see your face. I don't want to interact with you at all. I will never deal with you. I will come out with this situation. I will leave this job, this organization. I will never work with this particular team. That is not detachment. It is when situation, objects and people, the world, no longer have the power to disturb my inner peace. That is detachment. So detached involvement is detachment definition. That any person, object or situation doesn't disturb my peace. But not that I am sitting in Himalayas and only at home and say I am at peace, I am at peace. There are many people have this habit. They are, I am at peace, I am at peace. But the moment they are put into some team, somewhere they go outside, their peace get disturbed. That is what Lord Krishna told Arjun, that is not the way to check the parameter whether I am at peace. Whoever disturbs you, just check going there whether my peace remains when I'm interacting with that situation, person, object. So 4 steps, path for detachment. The 4 ways to detach. 4 steps. First is by jnana. So now we have to remember there are 3 types of attachment we saw. Mineness, minus and I-ness. Now we will see how it is related here. First, detachment can happen by understanding, by discrimination, by knowledge. For Uttam Adhikari, if the person understands, the person detaches there itself once the person knows that this is false. Jagan Mithya Brahma Satya. One of the classic example is this story. There was one person who was very, very thirsty. It was summertime now in Europe and America. It's a heat wave. And in FIFA football World Cup going on, there is a hydration break in between. So normally there is a break after 45 minutes. Now there is a break after 25 minutes and again 45 minutes because it's so hot. So this person was very thirsty and he was going towards his factory, and his factory was making chemicals. It is owned by his parents. It's a family business. And he went to the factory and then he was so thirsty and he ordered for some strawberry juice. The story. And before the strawberry juice came, now it is like his favorite. Now it's so hot, he wants to drink. His mother comes there and tells that don't drink that strawberry juice because it has got mixed up because of some chemical challenge here with potassium cyanide. Because they are making maybe potassium cyanide, some cyanide there in the factory. So while coming from that shop to here, some cyanide got mixed into that strawberry juice. Now this story is given by Guruji long time back. That young man who is the son of the mother, who is a owner of that company, and his mother is telling there is potassium cyanide in it. Now the question that son will ask, shall I drink or no? The son will never ask that question because of the reason, because the son has the knowledge of what potassium cyanide can do. No, let me try. No, some happiness will be there of strawberry juice. I will take potassium cyanide will be there, little quantity. Questions are not asked. So with the knowledge, the detachment of the strawberry juice happens instantly. No questions asked. And who is telling? Somebody who is apta. Actually, when we see the definition of Vedanta, when the Guru says Guru apta, when that particular Guru says that there is no happiness in the world, the Uttam Adhikari understand because who is telling? Guru is telling. And then other people who do not understand, do not believe, they will try to taste that strawberry juice and then they will be suffering. So, knowledge can destroy or reduce. There are many stories on this, that how the moment suppose somebody says there is cockroach or lizard, I will immediately have detachment from my favorite dish also. Then there is, in Jnana, there are two discrimination, Brahma Vivek, permanent and temporary. What is permanent, what is temporary? Definitely, every day, morning and before sleeping, I must remember that my life is temporary. It is only brief time I am coming on this planet, on this, 100-star resort, a spinning planet which is revolving at 1100 miles per hour. I don't know how I'm not flying out. It's only temporary life. Brief. The moment the person thinks about it, the attachment will be reduced by knowledge. Some people who are sad, frustrated, angry, and irritated, and they're basically not having this discrimination that I am temporary. And suddenly somebody comes and tells, okay, now you are going to remain only for 1 month. What will I do? There's also one exercise to do. Every day I must tell, okay, now next 1 more month. Then I will do what is important, what is urgent, and not what is, give up what is unimportant. Real and unreal. And they say that before, as Gurudev says that before the world throws us out from the four bamboos, we must throw the world out from our mind. सांस रह जाए और डिजायर खत्म हो जाए, दैट इज लिबरेशन, जीवन मुक्ति. सांस खत्म हो जाए बट डिजायर रह जाए, बॉन्डेज, अटैचमेंट. What is real, what is unreal? Dharma Vivek, in our transactional level, I must be knowing what is good and what is pleasant, what is my duty and what is my desire, what is the goal and what is the means. In our day-to-day life, which share market, which share stock I must take. Dharma Vivek. Whom to marry, how to marry, which company to work, which not to work, which business to start, what to do, what not to do, what to eat, what not to eat. Dharma Vivek. So if there is clarity, then there is joy and happiness. The second is dispassion. With or without, I am happy. That is a definition of dispassion. With mobile phone, I am happy. With family, I am happy. But when I go outside, as Gurudev said, it is not physical attachment, psychological attachment. My peace remains. Involvement without entanglement. Enjoyment without dependency. Because many people relate Vairagya means a person who is not interested in anything. No, enjoyment without dependency on it. And a classic example, which is my favorite, father or mother playing with son or daughter with balloon or toy car. And when the balloon breaks, car breaks, parents laugh because the value of this. They can buy hundreds of balloons. They know it is going to break. but the daughter or the son cries because doesn't know that it is temporary. What is the nature of that? Karma Yoga, giving 100% to action, accepting 100% result. Action is not in my hand. Action is in my hand, result is not in my hand. And we know the famous story of Arunima Sinha, a 20-year-old girl whose both legs gone in a train accident. She was asked when taken to AIMS hospital in Delhi by the doctor there on the last day that what will you do with your life now? That is a very solid question. I always remember that question. What will you do with your life now? 20-year-old girl. All her dreams collapsed. She said, I will climb Mount Everest. And she has the record of climbing all 7 peaks in the world. What is in my hand, I will do. Either little bit, some obstacles, and we are so sad and we make a story out of it. And we want to sell the story to 100% to give some, get some sympathy out of it. No sympathy. I will go to Mount Everest. Very, very powerful story to remember. And that question, what that doctor asked to her, what will you do with your life now with 2 legs gone? With 25 fractures in the body, including spine. And here we have an entire body, so much of money, so much of comfort. What I want to do with my life. And very interestingly, Bhakti Yoga reduces ownership, doership, like that Bharatji stayed outside Ayodhya and ruled Ayodhya, that I am a trustee. I am not the owner. So Bhakti actually deals with that ownership. So now, Karma Yoga reduces or eliminates the mineness, M-I-N-E. The Bhakti Yoga reduces or eliminates the mineness. Because I am instrument of God, I don't feel only. Or I am a trustee of this body, mind, intellect, I don't feel only. No, this is my body, this is my intellect, this is my thoughts. But God gave us without any doing anything. So we are only trustee of this body also. And Jnana Yoga reduces or eliminates the I-ness. And that's the reason Bhagavad Gita is important to detach from this attachment. So exercise before we complete this topic. Can I remain peaceful even when people disagree with me? To check. Can I let the loved one make their own decisions without trying to control them? Freedom. You have your freedom to take decision. I have my freedom to take decision. Because when love comes and there is this compulsion, possession, no space, and then you must behave as I want. Can I serve without expecting recognition? Am I becoming less reactive and more reflective? What is the difference between a spiritual sadhak and other person is only one. That a sadhak is more interested in what is happening inside him or her. What is my reaction to outside? And the other people are more interested in what is happening outside them in the event. That is a subtle difference. Can I love without demanding that other person behaves as per my wishes? If you don't behave as per my wish, you don't love me. Can I allow others to make mistakes and learn from them? Do I remember that everything is temporary? This is a very important practice every day, including myself. Am I becoming more grateful and less demanding? Do I increasingly see my nature as a trustee rather than an owner? And last one, which is very important, is my happiness becoming less dependent on external situation? That is the goal, that is a parameter I can check. What is happening outside is not creating so much of disturbance inside me. My peace remains. My peace doesn't get into pieces. And as I mentioned, these sessions will have a lot of dialogues from the movies and songs. We'll complete this no attachment, Asanga Shastrena Drudena Chitva, with one of my favorite songs from the movie Meera. with her dialogues that wherever she goes, she's happy. Whether she gets laddu or whether she doesn't get anything to eat, whether sometimes she gets a palace or sometimes nothing to sleep, wherever, whatever, I'm happy. So before we go to next one, once J.K. Krishnamurti was asked that how come you're always relaxed? He told, I'm okay with everything. A very powerful statement. Very, very powerful statement that I'm okay with everything. Not that I tolerate everything like, uncleanliness, untidiness, but I'm okay with everything. My happiness is not dependent on something outside. And that is where the conclusion of attachment happens. So we'll start today the second topic. Second topic is no comparison. Now, in all this 18, 9 no's and 9 yes, these two, first two are taken because these two are the subtlest. If you ask people, no, I don't compare. No, I don't compare with anyone. But these two are subtlest because without comparison, we cannot live only. When we go to market also, somebody says 100 rupees, these apples are 100 rupees kilo, these are 150 rupees kilo. We have to compare. No, I don't compare. We all compare, and either we are unaware of it, unconscious of it, or we are not accepting it. So, Shreyan Swadharmo Viguna Paradharmat Swanushtithat Swadharme Nidharam Shreya. We are not going to do detailing of this, but what we are going to discuss is Paradharmo Bhayavaha. Here God says to Arjun that the most dangerous thing in life is comparing one's life to another person's life. Comparing one's path to another person's path. And it is fraught with fear and danger. Paradharmo bhayavaha. This is very, very subtle, so we have to pay attention because we have a belief that I am not comparing, but it is happening inside. I remember long time back, not very long, when I was in college, I had attended one program of art of living. It was in Ghatkopar, one whole day program on that Sudarshan Kriya. And the moment I entered, maybe the session, people had just, they were sitting, and then the trainer started with the first sentence that wherever there is comparison, there will be less joy you will experience in this entire process. Because don't compare yourself with another person. Because when we go for such session, we want to say other person doing breathing, other person is able to sit in Vajrasana, I am not able to sit. I remember that it reduces joy. So we'll start with a story which is very popular. That story is here. I made the PPT because this can be used further, as we mentioned, in various colleges, schools, and corporates, and we have a ready-made material to do that. So the famous story of comparison is the circle of comparison. So there was a man walking in a lot of heat, sweating, tired of walking. A bicycle passes through him. What a lucky person, he has a bicycle. His story is very popular, but we have to remember that that is what we do. That man is so lucky he's got a bicycle. Wish I had a bicycle. The bicycle person is going on the bicycle, sweating again, and has to pedal. A scooter goes by. Oh, what a lucky person. He's got a scooter, doesn't have to do pedaling and sweating, just going so fast. The scooter person now is going in the heat, sweating, but going a little faster, sees another AC car. Oh, that person is so lucky in the AC car. The person in the AC car sees another car which is, Lexus, Lamborghini. Oh, what a lucky person, what a beautiful car. I have got an ordinary car. And that Lexus Lamborghini goes to the airport and a person gets into the aeroplane and the aeroplane is late and the person is frustrated and suddenly finds another private jet. One person gets inside and then the private jet goes up. What a lucky person, he's got a private jet. Now we go to private jet, the billionaire is sitting in the private jet and the jets don't fly so high. They can see what's when they are, taking off. When he was taking off, he saw this person who was walking in the heat on the road very fast. And the billionaire said, what a lucky person. He has got legs to walk. I don't have legs to walk. The circle is complete. Not that all billionaires don't have legs and all billionaires say like that, but it's a story and it's a circle. So always I compare myself with somebody else unconsciously, unknowingly. So we will deal with these questions in the next session. So we should not compare. Or what is the difference between competition and comparison? See, today World Cup is happening, competition is happening, IPL is happening, competition is happening. So many competitions are happening and world over people are watching. But what is the distinction between competition and comparison? Is an important distinction. Because when we talk of comparison, people say, oh, do you think we should not compete only? No, competition is different. What is comparison exactly? What are the types of comparison? What is the cause of comparison? It is very important. There is a psychology of comparison. What are the effects? How to overcome comparison? And why no to comparison? So we have 1 minute left. We will just see what is the psychology of this comparison from this movie for 1 minute of Three Idiot. And then we will realize that it is common. It is ingrained in us. दोस्त फेल होता है तो दुख होता है, दोस्त अगर फर्स्ट आता है तो ज्यादा दुख होता है. वन ऑफ द माय फेवरेट डायलॉग्स टू रिमेंबर and see the psychology of comparison, and we are ingrained into it. We had derive our happiness by looking at maid servants, see her life. When we go to hospital, we say, Bechara, kitna pareshan hai. That means I am not pareshan. But we will see in detail why it comes in Bhagavad Gita as a very important verse. And Lord Krishna warns Arjun that do not compare your duty. Because many people think that their duty is, I am just a housewife, I am only cooking. Comparison. Another person is working, is a CEO, another lady. I wish I could have become. So we will see that it is so common, and that's the reason it is very important. And as we mentioned, these first two no's, I have to pay attention. Attachment and comparison, these are subtlest, very subtle, and people deny it. You ask people, no, I do not. As two, three people asked for this session, next time bring one more person. The person need not have any background of spirituality, because you see these sessions are very interesting. And you can call any person who is not into, have read any philosophy also. So that is our duty next time. Those who have registered for the Train the Trainer, today you will get a mail on what are the do's and don'ts before coming on Geeta Panchamrit. ओम पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ओम शांति शांति शांति. हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः. हरि ओम.